Hey, what's going on, Flash Mob? It's your boy Flash, and I'm back again with another video. Throughout my time of being a cinematographer and helping people along the way, the number one question that I always get asked is how do I price for my services? In this video, we're going to look at the best way to price yourself so that you never get lowballed again. If this is your first time here, welcome. My channel is all about helping you turn your passion into paychecks whilst taking you along my filmmaking journey. If that's the kind of thing that you're into, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. So figuring out how to price yourself is a difficult question. And the reason why is because it's not a one-size-fits-all. And being able to say a number with confidence and then sticking to it is a skill all in its own. And at some point of your career, you're going to have to be willing to walk away from a project that's not willing to take care of what you need. But there are three things that you should consider when you're putting together your prices. And that's your experience, your equipment, and most importantly, your expenses. So let's go through what I call your cost of doing business. Your cost of doing business is exactly what it sounds like. It's what it actually costs for you to maintain your business. And the reason why this is important is because it helps you to calculate your living expenses along with your business expenses so that you can actually get a profit. So let's go through this process together. So the first thing that you'll need to do, and feel free to stop this video if you have to, is go through and calculate every single thing that costs you money on a monthly basis. So that's your rent, food and groceries, car payments, insurance. When I say everything that costs you money per month, put it in there. It's extremely important not to forget anything because if you do, you're only screwing yourself in the back end. So make sure you go through this thoroughly and add up every single thing that costs you money per month. Okay, cool. So now that you have all of your expenses added up, I want you to round it up to the nearest hundredth dollar. For example, if your total was $4,572, I want you to round that up to $4,600. And even if it was something like $4,527, I still want you to round it up to $4,600. The next thing that we have to do is calculate your taxes. So I live in Toronto, Ontario, which is in Canada for any of you guys that don't know that. And our percentage is 13%. Now that's charged on every dollar we earn and every dollar we spend, which is incredibly annoying, but it is what it is. So what I would do is take that 13%, multiply it by 2, and then add that onto my total. So in this case, it's going to be 26%. So the way that you calculate that is you take the 4,600, you multiply it by 1.26, and you get $5,796 or something like that. Then, of course, again, I want you to round that number up. So that would then take us to 5,800. Congratulations, you just calculated your break-even point for your business. But you're not in business to break even. You're here to make a profit, right? Right? Okay, so keep listening. If you're not interested in profiting in your business, I guess you can stop here in the video. But for everybody else, let's move forward. Okay, so now we know what our break-even point is, and that's considered our expenses. Your profit is where your equipment and experience comes into play. The way that I calculate my equipment into my cost of doing business is by first finding out exactly what I have, then seeing what actual rental houses charge for it for a day. For example, I use a KOMODO and a KOMODO X package. So I'll go on a rental house's website and see what they charge, and then I'll take that number and actually divide it by 4, then add it onto my break-even point number. So $575 divided by 4 is about $143 and change. Then what I'm going to do is round that up to $150 and add it on to the $5,800 mark that I had for my break-even point. Then you go ahead and do that with the rest of your equipment. So I would generally do this for anything like camera bodies, lights, gimbals or tripods, lenses, any of my major pieces of equipment. Now, I don't want you guys to get carried away here because this is where you can start getting ridiculous, right? So for example, my KOMODO or KOMODO X package would include things like batteries, memory cards, top handles, side handles, a monitor. All those kind of things are included with that $575 price. I wouldn't actually individually itemize the cost of a side handle or a top handle or these things. It's just a little too much. So create a package for your camera, then add on things like the lenses, lights, tripods, etc. Now, before you ask, the reason why I divided by 4 is for when a client decides to say something like, well, why is this so expensive? I can say something to them like, well, you know what? For your project, we actually have every single thing that you need to get it done. And if you were to actually try and go ahead and get this directly from a rental house, it actually costs you 4 times as much. and you're just spitting facts at that point. And at this point, most reasonable clients stop arguing with you about the price. For those of you who are still here, this information is definitely going to help you get started. But for the students who are looking for a bit more, Filmmaker Pro is actually going to help you use your cost of doing business to actually negotiate with live clients, how to calculate specific expenses when it comes to new projects, so things like crew, food, additional equipment rentals, and things like that, how to prepare a questionnaire so you don't miss any important information, and so much more. At the time of this video, early bird prices are set to $147 for a lifetime membership, and I can guarantee it's not going to be there much longer. So if you're interested in getting more information at a great price, go ahead and enroll today. The link will be in the description. So now that we have your expenses and equipment covered, here's where we can start talking about your experience. So I want you guys to understand a concept, and before you feel guilty about it, I want you to know that every single thing that you purchase has a markup, and so should you. Your markup is where your profit lives. And if you don't remember anything else from this video, remember that statement. Your markup is where your profit lives. For me, your experience is more about your confidence than the total amount of hours that you actually put into something. And what I mean by that is if you are able to do an excellent job that your clients appreciate, it doesn't matter if you've only been doing this for a year. It's all about the type of value that you're giving to your clients. Now, if you're somebody that's brand new and your confidence is not quite there, consider marking up your prices by either 10 to 20%. If you're somebody that's more experienced and you have a bit more confidence, you've been doing this for a bit longer, you know how to do the job, then you will be looking at somewhere between that 20 to 40% range. And if you consider yourself a grandmaster and you've been doing this for like 30 years and you know exactly what you're doing every time, your markup could be anywhere over 40%. Entirely up to you. Now, this is honestly just a guide to help you get started. And no matter what number you decide to use as your markup, it's totally fine. This is specific to you as an individual. Now, for me personally, I mark up my prices by 40%. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, and I am totally comfortable in any situation to get the job done for my clients. So the way to calculate this part is you would take that number, no matter what it was that you calculated towards your equipment, and then add it onto your expenses, and then you would add on your markup. So in this case, let's say that number goes from the $5,800 for your expenses and taxes up to $6,500 after you added in your equipment. So you would take the $6,500, multiply it by 1.40, and that would give you a total amount that you should mark it up by. And of course, we round it up to the closest hundredth of a dollar. Now here's the last part of this equation. You need to be really honest to yourself about how many clients you can actually service comfortably in a month. Then you take that number, divide it by your grand total, and that's how much you should be charging per project. Perfect. Now, would you look at that? We have our expenses, equipment, and experience all calculated in a way that we can cover everything that we need per month. Now, if you're smart, which I believe every single one of you are because you're still watching this video, what I would recommend is taking that $1,500 price point, creating a package, and then shopping it out as a reoccurring offer that you can charge every single month to 6 different clients. That way, you're guaranteed to have what you need on a monthly basis every single month. And then you just have to focus on giving those 6 clients the best possible service that you can. Having something like this set up will help you tremendously when it comes to lowballing clients because now you have the flexibility to be like, yeah, no. Oh, you only want to pay $200 for this? Yeah, no, I don't have time for that. You have the power now to say no confidently. The key thing that I want you guys to remember from this video is that your prices need to be unique to your situation. Not everyone is going to have the same expenses as everybody else. Not everybody's going to have the same experience. And of course, we all have different equipment. So all of your numbers should be different from the examples that I gave in this video. And the whole foundation starts with your expenses. If you are interested in going more into detail on how to price yourself for specific projects with clients, consider enrolling to Filmmaker Pro today. It's still sitting at the early bird $147 for a lifetime membership, and that is the lowest it will ever be. If you're interested, the link is in the description. Get enrolled today. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. I want to say thank you again for watching this video, and remember to always look, learn, then share. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.